She who thrives. Phoenix rising. The true me. The ups and downs crazy in life. So take this journey with me. She who thrives. Yeah. Good morning, sunshine, and welcome to She Who Thrives, a podcast about women who have faced different adversities in life and have overcame them and became successful in their own right. So today there's a few different topics. I'm here with Desiree, so of course this is, our solo. We're one. But we're going to be reviewing a few things today. We're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. We're going to be talking about challenging ourselves. And we're going to be talking about highlighting different women in the entrepreneurship industry. So, yeah, there's going to be a few things to be talking about. And I want to apologize now. Whoever's watching me, you guys gonna see that I can't really see the screen, but my contacts I haven't ordered my contacts, and I'm guilty of that. And my glasses gives me a headache when I use them for a long period of time. And I'm allergic to my glasses, to the frame. When I have them around my ears, I have all of this, it's like raw
metal, right? Or something?
The metal, yeah. So
it's not like rubber.
No, so I'm allergic to everything and anything. So that's my glasses are one thing that I'm allergic to, but I refuse to order some new glasses because these suckers were expensive and I'm frugal. So until they completely fall apart, I don't want to give them up. So my ears are being tortured right now. But so you're going to see me trying to look at my screen. And whoever's listening, just bear with me because I have to take a little bit so I can look at my screen and see what we're talking about. So I am, in the beginning, I wasn't using my MacBook as much to keep me on track. Lately, I have been needing it. And I know it has. I've been open in the past few podcast episodes that I have been going through my challenges with PCOS and all of that because of me not being able to work out and trying to be on, trying to keep control of it. It puts me all over the place. So my mind with PCOS, it comes with brain fog. So that brain fog, sometimes, although I can be having a conversation and then I'll completely forget what my train of thought is. And I'm just looking at you so at least with my MacBook here in front of my face, I am really paying attention to the outline. And me still recovering from my surgery. I have more time at home. I've been doing a lot of researching and seeing what's going to be the next topics for She Who Thrives, and what else I want to bring to you guys. I've been really, really reading a lot of the comments, and I've been posting a lot on TikTok too, and getting a feedback on TikTok and stuff, because I really want to bring on more individuals that it's going to benefit everybody. I just don't want to sit here and just talk and no one's really listening or anything like that. But
we have your number one supporter. You want to shout out?
So we do have.
You want to shout out while we're on the topic?
So I have a number one supporter, and her name is Ashley Vega. She's faithfully watching this, and every Thursday she's on her little not her MacBook, but I think it's her iPad, and she watches me, and then she gives a little synopsis to her mom. So her mom really actually recorded her and sent me the video. Sent me the video of her talking and telling her about
the whole podcast.
So I think the last one she was talking about was Ernie, when Ernie was on. So she was like, so her mom was like, because she wrote it in Spanish, so I'm translating. This happens every week. She gives me a synopsis of the podcast. So I was like, oh, I love her. So thank you, Ashley. So with that gives me gives me hope that people are really watching and listening to it. And then it gives me reason to keep on and continuing it. I am an analytical person. Of course, I'm in the financial industry, so I'm constantly looking at numbers, seeing what's going to make sense, what's not going to make sense. And that way I can continue doing it. And so one thing I was researching while sitting at the sofa, I really do want to bring on and shine and highlight different young ladies that are trying to break into the entrepreneur world, or they have broken into the entrepreneur world and they just want to grow. And I know one of the biggest things when you go into business is you don't have funding for a lot of stuff, especially if you're bootstrapping it, which is you're funding it yourself. For marketing is very hard. A lot of people do it through social media and stuff like that. So unless you have connections and things like that, you're really not going to be able to put it out there. Or what they have is influencers, but influencers get paid like a certain percentage of whatever product.
Commission
right.
Or whatever.
So I'm not trying to do any of that. I just want to shine, highlight these young ladies. So I actually went and ordered some products from a company, and it didn't come in on time, but I do want to put her out there. Her business is called Sincerely Kia. She does lip glosses, and let's see, I'm gonna bring it up. In the Hispanic world, we say she's my niece, but it's my cousin's daughter. But yeah, she's doing great things. I love this. Look at.
Oh, that's really cute.
So I've been watching her and paying attention to what she's doing, and she's been doing good. She has different types of. I ordered like 2 of them.
Oh, those are cute.
So yes,
the shimmer is pretty.
So Sincerely Kia gloss, and there's a bunch of different lip glosses. She also has different little other products as well, and she's constantly putting pictures out there. She has her siblings in there. I like this, that she has the sales map, so she has a butterfly on every state that has ordered from her. So she has a few states that are missing. So it was really cute. I like that. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Alaska's one state that she hasn't sold in. So there's a few of them, but she's doing her thing, and I love it. I love that she's doing this, and I did ask her to send me reason why she got into this, and with the products and stuff. But it didn't come in on time. It's supposed to come in like in 2 days. But I still wanted to put her out there. Yeah. Again, it's Sincerely Kia and Kia Gloss, and I really wanted to put it because I want to continue putting young ladies out there, because I see that it's hard. This entrepreneurship is hard, period. And if I can support you in any type of way that doesn't cost me anything, of course I will. Right. But I know she was just like, I'll send you some things. Like, no, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. And it took me a while to do it because I had like 10,001 things to do. But thank you, Kia. She's so cute. It's just like, I think about it, like, it makes me feel so old. I'm 43. She's like I think like 22 now. I don't remember how old the kids are anymore. But yeah, it just makes me feel old. But keep on doing your thing, Kia. I'm very proud of you. So I am going to continue researching more. And, the other thing too, one of the girls I went to high school with, she was actually in Pom Poms with me. Mm-hmm. She reached out to me. She seen one of the podcast videos, and she asked if I wanted to, whenever I'm back at home, if I wanted to speak to the group of girls that she works with. So I'm excited about that. I told her, that I would love to do that. So I'm gonna make something of it.
While you're there.
Yeah. So to see if I record some podcasts out there, and also be able to be with the girls and talk with the girls and stuff. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. So that's, I want to say, part of the challenges. I want to say this, it's part of the challenges that I'm challenging myself to be able to do things. So So if you've been watching or listening since the beginning of when I started this podcast, which was it rolled out back in September, I was terrified to be in front of the camera. I was terrified to talk. I was terrified to do any of this. But it's like, all right, Janell, you need to challenge yourself, because I was plateaued for a while. So now where I'm much more comfortable, I'm not as nervous as I used to be. I still get nervous sometimes, especially if I'm going to do an interview and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't even prepared for it. But then once I'm in front of the camera and it's just calm and I just naturally start talking. So I got to that point that I'm all right, what's my next challenge? So the last time, Carlos was like, oh, you have the guts to do it by yourself? Like, no, Desi's gonna do it with me. So he made me think. Carlos is my producer. He made me think really hard about that, and it's like, all right, Janell, that's your next challenge. You really have to do one by yourself, that you're not talking with anyone. I'm gonna be like
Talking to yourself, you'll feel like it's okay. I'll be in the corner just watching her, so like she'll look like she's talking to me.
No, but I really gotta challenge myself. I'm gonna be like, what is it? Her name, Candace Owens, but she's not like that. I want to be able to have that conversation where I'm putting it out there. So that guys, that's gonna be my next challenge. That I'm going to be alone on here and talking and not having Desiree to interact with me. So that's my next journey, my next challenge. And why, like I said, that was brought up to me, and it was like, man, I really have to step out of that comfort zone. And I do this in steps, because I don't want to overwhelm myself all at one time, because when you do it gun-ho, what's going to happen is eventually I'm just going to, quit, and I don't want to do it because I'm too overwhelmed. So I do it in baby steps, or probably larger steps, but I do it in steps. I don't just, take a huge chunk out of something. I do this with my clients too, actually, when we're going through budgeting and stuff. I try to, your brain is a muscle, so you need to train it just like you train the rest of your muscles in your body. So now that I'm used to all of this, now it's time to do the whole solo, where, all right, I'm doing the outline and really know what I'm talking about, where my brain isn't brain fog, and it's all, it's not all over the place and stuff, and that I actually make sense and I'm not just babbling on.
And I feel like you're going to feel like that because you don't have anybody to interact with you. You're just going to be like, I just feel like I'm talking and talking and talking.
Yeah. So it may not even, because I was looking back too at the different podcasts, and it's like 50 minutes, 50 something minutes. I was like, maybe,
you can do it
shorter, because I don't know if I can do a whole hour of me just talking. Yeah.
I guess it depends on the topic as well that you choose to talk about.
Maybe.
Because you become very passionate when you speak about a certain
Oh my God,
topics.
guys, when I get very passionate, I start elevating my voice and I get so excited, and I just want you to feel the passion. Some people had to tell me just like take it down a notch a little bit, because I don't realize that my voice elevates when I get so excited. So with me thinking about challenging myself, this is something that I do. Besides me sitting at the sofa with Bam Bam, I had gone to, once I get like really overwhelmed, I try to figure myself out and see, why am I not feeling a certain type of way? Where am I getting all this emotions from, being so overwhelmed, whether it's work, whatever. So if I have to take a step back from work, I will take the step back from work. Or even if I have to take a quick drive, and where I live at now, I'm fortunate enough that I'm 30 minutes away from the beaches. So 30, 40 minutes, depending on which one I want to go to. So one of the ones that I like to go to is about 40 minutes from my house. So I actually was like, you know what? One morning I was like, let me put my hair up. I have to cover my incision area for the next year. So I put I don't know, it wasn't a scarf. It was a scarf over my head, put some sunglasses on. I'm just going to take a ride and go to the beach. So taking that ride, it's just like one long road all the way to the beach. And it's not many lights or anything like that to stop me. So it's just constant road, and not a lot of people are around. So I'm listening to this music, and the song came up, And when I get fixated on a song, I put it on repeat over and over and over and over. And then I start dissecting the words. Sometimes what captivates me is the instruments, or if it's not the instrument, sometimes usually it's the instruments. And then once with the beat and everything else, then I start listening to the words, and then start dissecting the words. And of course, everybody listens to music and can have their own perspective of what they're hearing. So I try to not only have my own perspective, but I put myself in somebody else's shoes to see what their perspective would be, and really feel what the singer is singing about. And in this point, it's two singers, but they're playing three different roles, basically. So the song is called Best For Me, and it's by Jelly Roll and what was the other something Lucas, because I didn't Joyner Lucas and Jelly Roll. And it's the song is about addiction and loving someone with addiction and what Joyner. So what it entails when you love someone going through an addiction, and that person that was going through the addiction is basically singing back and with their perspective of what they're trying to do with life and stuff and all of that. So that did captivate me because, of course, I went through that in my past, but that wasn't the reason what I was starting to dissect and what really stood out to me. What stood out to me, and it's like, I literally went, and you know how on your phone you can just go back to those lyrics, it kept on going back, and I'm driving. And if anyone has ever gone to the beach here, going towards the Coco, you're going over the bridge, over the water and all of this stuff. So I'm going over the bridge, over the water, and I'm still messing with my phone, trying to rewind so I can hear these lyrics. And I kept on rewinding it because I wanted to hear it exactly word for word, because when I first heard it was like, it hit me like, oh crap. And the words were, if you don't believe in yourself, then you'll never believe someone believing in you. And I was like, OMG. So then I repeated, if you don't believe in yourself, you'll never believe someone believing in you. And I repeated it again. I was like, that is so true. So I'm like, all right, I understand the song is about addiction and all of that. And I can relate to that because I've gone through, like I said. But those words really doesn't just fit in. I mean, it fits into more than just that situation. It's like, if you don't believe in yourself, then you'll never believe somebody believing in you. So I'm like, all right, I really want to make something of this, or use this as motivation for myself, or motivation for anyone that is listening. So I did that maybe for about 20 more minutes. Got to my destination, sat at the beach. I sit, I really don't go in the water when I go by myself. It's just more for me to sit there and think about stuff. And I just started writing. Of what I thought about the lyrics and stuff. And it's like, for so long, even in recently too, that, and everybody, whoever is an entrepreneur, or even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're in the, corporate world or whatever, you face imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is no joke. It's something that's very real. And you start to think, I'm not smart enough for this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not good enough. And then those words, those negative words, hold you back in life and hold you back from growing and really challenging yourself. So it's like, and of course I did have those imposter syndrome feelings for a little bit, because of,
and sometimes you get it like here and there as well. Like we've had the conversations of when you were starting the CFO stuff, when the podcast stuff, it was like you got the imposter syndrome, and then we sit and we have the conversations, and then I'm like, dude, stop. Yeah.
So when I did start the podcast, I was like, who's going to really want to listen to me? You know, whatever. So I do go through it, and I still go through it. Like right now, you know, going through the surgery and going and it happening during tax season and me having my clients, you know, I did lose some clients, and I'm okay with that. But when you do, whether it's a good situation for you or not, you start to question yourself, like, what did you do wrong? Could you have done something better? Whatever. Some people are not going to appreciate you with pricing, period. So there's nothing I can do there. But, you know, that imposter syndrome gets in there. And it's like, all right, Lord. And I have faith. I'm not I don't go to church and all that stuff faithfully like that. But what do you want from me? Like, what is it that you want? What is my purpose? Because I'm okay with the ones I've lost because they don't fit in my world. I know what I want, and I'm enjoying the girls that I'm dealing with, and I know what I bring. My knowledge is the big thing. So if you're working with me, but you don't want to listen to me, I don't want to continue fighting with you about stuff. So we're not good for partnership, period. So I'm okay with that. But then that those words keep on, like, you could have done better, you could have done this, all of this imposter syndrome issues. So when I was sitting at the beach, I'm like, these are awesome words to tell myself. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, then you'll never believe somebody believing in you. So, like, how can I motivate these girls? How can I be on this podcast motivating other girls and, you know, women or whatever else, have them believe in me, but I'm not really believing in myself.
Right.
So it's like, those words are just like spot on. So it's like, all right, I know what I'm doing and I know what I can give back. Like my experience speaks for itself. Like, yes, I have my education. I also have experience, but then not only education, but I also have, you know, what they say, the book smart and street smart. You know, where I grew up at, it really molded me to be that street smart. And not everybody has both. You're fortunate to have both. So yeah, that's the imposter syndrome. And those are words from that song, Best for Me, really was like, all right. So although that was talking about addiction, it was like, sometimes we're addicted to the negativity in the world and we don't let that go. And if we don't let that go, we'll never be able to break out of that situation that we were in.
It's a lot of the negativity in the world, as well as experiences that you have gone through too. I know a lot of people hold on. Well, I feel like they hold on to their past. And sometimes it's hard for them to kind of move on from things.
Well, you have to make a choice to heal from what you've gone through, because I made that conscious decision that I wanted to heal from everything that I've ever gone through. And it's not like something that I'm healed from forever, but I didn't want to hold on to any bitterness towards anyone.
Right.
So,
and I think too, it's taking accountability, like for your own feelings and for your own like stuff, because a lot of people blame other people for the things that they have gone through. And it's like, some people have to understand, like, when taking that accountability and moving on, you just have to say, it happened. I'm okay. I'm here, present, you know, and like they have to heal themselves from that. So it takes a lot to get out of the imposter syndrome, all of that. If, like you said, if they don't believe in themselves and they just continue to blame and this and that. And
so looking up the actual definition of imposter syndrome is a behavioral health phenomenon described as self-doubt of intellect, skills, or accomplishments among high-achieving individuals. So those are the doubts. It's like, I forget. Girl, Janell, you got 2 masters. Like, be proud of that.
I think you just need to walk in the hallway
and look at it. Janell, you are an enrolled agent with the IRS. So all of this stuff that I got to tell myself, like, you've been having this business for how long? You've helped people grow their business for how long? That, yes, some clients, they grow to a point that they no longer need me because they need someone full-time on staff, and I can't give that to you.
Right.
So, they have to let me go, and I'm okay with that. But sometimes
you're happy
it's
for
like,
them, but then you're also like,
yeah, I'm
damn.
happy for them, but it's just like, oh man, now I have to get a new client, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I seen that growth, but I just can't continue with you on that journey. Like, now this is the journey where we separate. It's like they say that people are in your life in seasons. And it's true. Like, my role is to see people grow.
Yeah.
And
it shows that you did your job.
Yeah.
Like, you did your job at, giving them what they needed, the knowledge they needed, everything they needed, and now they're...
And put systems in place and things like that so they can be where they're at right now. But yeah, with that, it's like, all right, I'm able to do this with my clients, so I have to do this with myself. But when imposter syndrome kicks in for me, plenty of times I'm at the office and Desi's the one that hears it. So she's like, here she goes again. So I have to sometimes just speak it out loud, and sometimes my tears do come down, but then I have to remind myself.
At the desk, and I just sit at the chair across, like.
I think I just need her there to reflect certain things off of her, but there's certain triggers for me, and sometimes those words from childhood or your relationships can be a trigger. And sometimes social media can be a trigger. Society can be a trigger. So you start to think about it, and you have to analyze it. Like, all right, where did I start? And where am I at today? If I was able to overcome all of these challenges in life and everything that I've gone through,
business challenges, personal challenges, all of these challenges, like,
yeah,
ma'am.
And I have not gave up. There's times that I really wanted to give up, but then I have not. I come back in full force, like, no, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna continue doing this. I'm gonna continue doing that. So I don't let imposter syndrome really holds me down, but I'm only human. You take
your days where it's like, we've had that conversation where you take the day and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, like sometimes I will take that day and be like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to take a drive, or I'm going to go to a cafe.
What is it? Grounding your water, or watering your water sign. Because since you're a water sign.
Watering my water sign, yeah.
Since we're both water signs.
I'm a Scorpio, guys. I'm a November baby. And I love being by the water. I love being by the ocean. I love listening to the ocean. If I can't make it out to the ocean, now that I live where I live, I'm able to go to the ocean more often. But I used to just go to the lake and stuff like that. So sometimes
we've literally left work and gone to the beach.
Oh,
to water.
There's plenty of times that we've left work and gone to water.
I'm a Pisces. She's a Scorpio. So we're just like, we need that grounding moment of just.
Yeah. So sometimes I run the water at home too, but now where I live at, the water is ridiculous. So my water bill is high for one person. But yeah, that's what I try to do, is trying to analyze it and then really see what the triggers are for me and see what what's holding me back. And recently too, I got invited to speak at, it's a National Women's Conference by the I think it's the SBA SCORE, which is funded by the Small Business Administration. So I'll be speaking I'll be on a panel for that conference in April 11th, I believe it is. So, the person that invited me, she's my mentor, but I also used to teach for SCORE, a volunteer teacher and stuff like that. And I stopped, when I was going through the divorce, and I just never gone back to it. But her and I kept in communication, and she invited me in there. So she's another person, like, how can she believe in me, but if I'm, and I'm not believing in myself? So then I'm like, all right, Janell, get it together. Like, there's people out there that believe in you. Right. So it's like, all right, I'm going to keep on. So that song was just, I just love it. And
it could have so many different meanings depending on the person listening.
So recognizing that it is imposter syndrome, like, there's a lot of people that don't realize that that's what it is. So when there's a few people that I know that they're in the corporate world and they want to apply for a job and they're like, oh, but I don't have the experience or I don't have the skills. Apply for it anyways.
I've literally seen people apply for jobs they have zero experience in, and they train them to have the experience. I didn't have any experience coming into the job. Let me tell you, I started with her when I was like 17 years old. And I was just, all right. She literally taught me everything. Like, now what? We're 5 years later. I came back after I had a child. But
yeah, so it's
like
recognizing that you can do it. There's several of my friends that, they create their own barriers because of those imposter syndrome, and they don't realize that that's what it is. Like, you have that knowledge, you have that skill. And they're like, you know what? Read what it says on there. Tell me what it says that you don't have. And they start, saying whatever it is, like, you have that because you did this. You have that because you did this. If anything, you're overqualified for that. And they're like, sometimes you need that person to tell you something.
Right.
So if you're doubting yourself, find someone, and I'm not saying someone that don't want the best for you, because there's some friends that can be a little jealous, but find someone that's very unbiased and will really tell you what it is. And tell them what you're going through. Like, listen, this is what blah, blah, blah. And let them give you that feedback. And take it very, like constructive criticism. Don't take it too personal. And if there is something lacking, then work at it to improve it and get it, gain it, and then go after whatever it is that you want. I honestly, doing the podcast, I had no clue. So, of course, I came in with Hi Hello Labs, and they're the ones that do all of the production and all of this, and I have to be grateful for them because I wouldn't know how to do any of this. But then I had to still show up and show face and talk and do all of this. But I did it with no knowledge of it. They guided me, and I learned through the process. Even
in the beginning, you were like, I'm not rewatching my videos. This is your task. And now she rewatches all her videos before I even watch them. So I'm like, okay.
Because I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I sounded. I didn't like... But as I continue looking at it, in the beginning, I used a lot of ums. And I still do here and there. But that's been one of my things that I've been trying so hard not to use ums. And try to stay away from fillers. So I think I've been improving with that. But you guys can tell me. You guys can tell me in the comments. Are you improving or not?
in the video.
So here you go. Now I want to start saying it. So... me overcoming imposter syndrome, what are the things that I like to do to, besides going and grounding myself and reminding myself who I am, I try to write it down and write down all of the goals that I have. That it's because a lot of the times what triggers me is me thinking about the goals that I want to accomplish, and then realizing I don't know how to get there. So then it starts triggering me, and then I can't do it. And then it's like, all right, I start internalizing my little voices and fighting with one another. So I just embrace it like, all right, Janell, this is the things that I want to do. And then wait. And then the next time I go back to looking at it, like,
what are the steps I can take?
What are the steps that I need to take to get to where I want to go? And then little by little, I do it. And that's why I said, now I'm in front of the camera. I've been feeling much better. I'm not as nervous as I used to be. I can talk more naturally now. And my next challenge would be doing the solos.
Actually solo.
And not having Desiree as my
I don't want to say you called me my cushion, your cushion, or
my safety net. Yeah, she's like my little
safety blanket or something. No,
you're like my little plush animal.
Like the little weighted ones that you carry around for anxiety and stuff.
So that's going to be part of my growth. And this is me being honest with you guys, so you guys can see my growth, and you guys can see, all right, Janell was able to do it. I see her from the beginning to where she's at right now. I can do it as well. So this is me believing in you guys to be able to do what it is that you want to do. And I did receive a text message from a friend of mine, and I don't know if she wants me to say her name, so I'm not going to say her name, but she recently quit her full-time job and went full time on in her entrepreneur
business.
world. And she had it on the side for a while, and she finally went into her business, and she texted me like, thank you for always telling me I can do it. And that's something that I encourage everyone. Like, I know entrepreneurship is not for everyone. So if, you know, it's not for you, it's not for you. But I know it's for her. I know her character, her attitude. She can do it. There's no way that she can't do it.
Right.
So
the only one that was holding her back was herself.
Yeah, the only one that was holding her back was herself. And I knew it all along. She's enjoying herself, what she's doing. And I love that for her. So just keep it up, keep on. I know she listens to it. So I'm proud of you. Keep it up. And yeah, so this is my way of saying thank you for, you know, watching me on my journey. You guys are going to continue seeing my growth with She Who Thrives, and see where I'm at, you know, professionally as well, and overcoming that imposter syndrome together, because again, I feel that just like you guys feel it. We all feel it. I think even the most successful people feel it, and we just all know how to control it in our own way. So learning how to control it for yourself and telling your inner voice to stop talking to you negatively. The other thing was, and this is something we did too, was when we talked bad about ourselves, stop talking about my friend like that. Remember, we haven't said that to each other for a while. Yeah. But whenever I would start talking bad about myself, she would remind me, my niece will remind me, like, stop talking about my friend like that. So it's like, because you'll get defensive if somebody's talking about your friends. You'll be like, don't be talking about my friends. So if I'm talking about myself like that, they're going to remind me, stop talking about my friend like that. So tell yourself, stop talking about yourself like that. So that's another way. But yeah, that's where we're at. We analyzed that song. More the lyrics.
You came in the next day and you were just like, I need you to sit and listen to this with me. And I was like,
did.
Okay. Alrighty. She's like, what do you feel? What is it that you understand from it?
Yeah. And Gary Vee is a big one too that I listen to and watch, that he always, you know, he says you have to be comfortable. And I say this all the time. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And once you feel comfortable is the next step for you to get uncomfortable again. So I have been feeling comfortable. So it's my next step to feel uncomfortable. So the next uncomfortable thing is me going solo. I'm also doing like I said, the uncomfortableness of speaking out in public more. And we'll see what else after that. And if you guys want to see me doing some type of challenge, let me know. That's on the professional
challenges
world.
in her
right. Start putting challenges.
Of
That'll
things
be
you
cool.
want her to do.
Yeah, start putting challenges under whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, wherever it is, and then I'll start analyzing. I do have a challenge that's for my professional world, and me personally is, you know, getting, which I've been wanting to do anyways, is going back into the gym, but I'm went to go see a different type of gym. It's much bigger, which causes me anxiety, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to surround myself. They say, you know, if you want to get to a different place in life, you have to surround yourself with people that you want to be like. So it's a completely different gym. And it's, you know, people in the professional world and all of that. So it's like, all right, Janell, you got this. You belong there. You belong in that circle. You belong in all of that. So that's my personal side. But also doing yoga on the beach. I'm going to do that. But I also seen, what is it? Surfing. So I might start
just surfing.
Yeah, I think I want to start doing surfing lessons.
Look, I seen Soul Surfer and I don't want my arm bitten off. So
I seen that too, but we can be at the shore right there, and a shark comes and takes our foot. We never know.
True.
So yeah. So, anyways, to wrap it up, so yeah, we talked about the song. We talked about imposter syndrome. We said hi to one of our favorite or biggest supporters, and we talked about entrepreneurs. So if there is an entrepreneur that you want me to research and look at, just let me know. Buy products to see what's it about. Once I do receive her stuff and I do my next solo, I'll probably just be able to just show it, or you know what,
wear it.
or wear it. Yeah, because I love lip glosses. Or I'm gonna put it on Instagram anyway, so that way people can see it. But yeah, do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope. I think we're good.
Okay. You did good though. You let me talk a lot more this time.
I gotta let her talk. See, she did a solo. I was just here for moral support.
Yeah. Yeah, so next time my plush animal is not gonna be with me. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening and watching me. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and review. I am reading all the reviews so that I can make the decision of what's gonna happen with She Who Thrives.
And make sure you guys put those challenges in those comments.
Oh yeah, put the challenges so I can challenge myself, guys. Thank you. Till next time.